Hey you guys, I am so pumped to tell you this story. As I was writing it, I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot wait till you guys hear this. So this all kind of came from this idea of like how I could tell you how to stop being so hard on yourself, because I know it's so much easier said than done, but this is like crucial to you as an athlete and your growth and you as a person and your happiness and all this stuff. So if you've stopped to watch this, then you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, she is talking to me. Like, she's talking directly to me. And that is absolutely why I came up, or like I wrote this today. So the reason I wanted to talk about this was because I was really hard on myself, like really, really, really hard on myself. And I still am, but I'm so much better at just like giving myself some grace, giving myself credit, celebrating the little things along the way, and just watching the success come as I do that. So it kind of seemed like, to explain like what I felt like, it just kind of seemed like nothing was ever really good enough, and there was always something more to reach for as I grew up playing competitive softball. And even today, like, I still have these feelings today. So, and the thing is, you guys, as athletes, we have to be hard on ourselves. Like, if we weren't hard on ourselves, we wouldn't push ourselves, we wouldn't be motivated, we wouldn't be as competitive. That's what makes us great athletes, is that we are hard on ourselves. And it's okay to be hard on yourself, but there's a balance, there's this delicate balance. And oftentimes we are, like, our scale is way, way, way tipped on the I'm way too freaking hard on myself side, and we want to balance out that scale and figure that out. So I'm going to tell you a little story of how being way too hard on yourself can be detrimental to your success instead of fuel your success. Okay, so I had made it. I received the offer to go play at Northwestern University. I was going to go play at a Division I school. Like, everything I had dreamed of, everything I had worked for was coming together, and this was a huge relief because I was recruited a little bit late. But I was going to go play softball at this amazing school. It was highly academic school, and it was in the Big Ten. Like, this was big. This was so exciting. It was like a really exciting time in my life for my family. I was super excited. But once I got there, it was like go time. I was recruited late, like I said, and I didn't have any promises of playing time, okay? From the moment I got there, I was like, I need to stand out somehow. Like, so I worked really, really hard, which I knew was something that I could absolutely do. That was something I always did. I worked really hard my freshman year. I pushed myself, I battled, I got in the extra reps, right? Like, this sounds pretty familiar, right? And that first weekend of February was coming soon. And that first weekend of February was like the first weekend that we could finally play. That was the start of season. And it was even more exciting specifically for myself, because it was in my hometown. And I got to play in front of my friends and family, and they were all gonna be there. I got to go home. I was so excited, but I still had no idea if I was going to start or what was going on. The first game was here. I still remember it to this day. Not to mention, this first game was against one of the greatest teams in the country. We were playing Oklahoma. And I remember my senior pitcher, Jessica, she was telling me, she's like, oh my gosh, like, you're starting. And she went and told my dad or something. It was so funny. And we talk about this to this day, but she's like, you're starting. And I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. I was like, yes, fine. Everything I was working for was here. I was proud of myself. It felt so good. I came with lots of nerves and excitement for that game, and I wasn't being hard on myself. It felt amazing. And as the games went on that weekend, I caught well, but I wasn't hitting very well. More weekends of play went by, and I still starting catcher, like rocking it, but still the bat just wasn't coming through. And I was so hard on myself. I was frustrated, I was disappointed, I was angry, I was annoyed, and I was definitely not confident as a hitter. And it probably leaked into my catching as well, even though I still was holding that end up. And it was like this for 3 whole years, you guys. 3 whole years of this, of feeling like that. That being so dang hard on myself attitude, all it did was this is what it created in my life. It kept me from being the best teammate I could have been. It made me feel like I was never going to be good enough. It stole the joy, my joy of the game, and it kept me from being the hitter that I could have been for the first 3 years. So, if you think always being hard on yourself is the answer, it is not. It is absolutely not the answer. You have to have balance. I had to, in my senior year, I had to learn to love myself no matter where I was at. I had to focus on the things that I could control, and I had to see the game and myself in a different perspective. And that's when the magic happens. That's when success falls right into your lap without it even feeling like you tried. So, do this. I dare you. Like, I dare you to let go of like those outcomes and that control that you feel like you have to be so hard on yourself. If this is what you want, join us in the Confident Athlete, because it will change your world. And there's limited spots, and I want you to be in there if this is something that's important to you and you're feeling this. Okay, so join today, apply, and keep on keeping on.